subject, so I thought I would give it a go and see how I got on with it due to my interest in other languages. And I was already doing Latin, so I just saw it as a challenge. Not many people do A-level or do GCSE Greek anyway, so I thought it would just give me something different, and I just wanted to have a go, and I found that I really engaged with the language and enjoyed translating it.
Yeah, it's definitely like if you do really like learning languages and you're passionate about linguistics and things like that, it's almost like a kind of upper level or a challenge to prove to yourself that you are really good at that kind of language learning or linguistics. Yeah, and if you are doing kind of classic at GCSE as well, or if you want to do that as for A level as well, it's kind of the same thing. You are still doing classes, you still talk about those subjects and those pieces of literature, but just with you also learn grammar, language, vocab, and that kind of stuff.
Lapsor.
Oh, sorry. I will harm.
You.
Ancient or classical Greek is not the mainstream. It may be a small subject nationally. Lots of people just don't get the opportunity to study these texts. And it's literature that comes from the very crucible of subjects like drama, philosophy, and history. The Greeks in the 5th century BC invented a lot of these ideas, and to be able to read these literature texts, these artefacts in their original language over 2,500 years later is a real treat. At Bristol Grammar School, we have 3 dedicated and experienced Greek teachers, and in 11 hours every fortnight you get to spend time really understanding what those ancient authors had to say, and in their language. You also get to understand in detail the way one of the most unusual and seminal world languages worked and its intricacies. If you've already committed to doing GCSE Greek, well, it'd be a shame to stop now, wouldn't it? BGS is one of the best known and most successful places in the country to study an A-level in this amazing subject. Give A-level Greek a try.
So we'll be going through grammar, we'll be translating lots of pieces of text, just getting used to translating, used to the words, used to the kind of ins and out of the language. We have lots of kind of conversations about the pieces of text that we're
their history.
Yeah.
And then we have our set text. So we have, over the course of the A-level, we have 2 verse set texts and 2 prose set texts. So for us, we've chosen the data we did that in the lower sixth, and we're continuing it in the upper sixth. And we also studied Plato's Phaedo, and again, we've carried that on just because we've been really enjoying translating it, and it also gives a flow from lower sixth into upper sixth. But you can change your author in the second year.
It is kind of the same. It's just there aren't kind of as many boundaries, and it seems more like you're kind of actually pushed into the world of the language, and you're not kind of constrained by these lists of vocab and things like that, and you just get deep into what the people in that time kind of thought and how they're expressing it themselves.
Yeah, and I would also say there's quite a lot more background reading, so you have an unseen author, so that allows you to get the sense of a different style of Greek. So our unseen for prose is Thucydides, so we read his work, we've read it in English, so we get a background knowledge of it, and then when we kind of go to translate it, we're more familiar with it, which is something that you don't do in GCSE.